This is the Horse Racing Radio Network. Mike Penna, Baron of the Backstretch, Jude Feld, Pontiff of the Pick 4. We are in studio here in downtown Lexington this morning. And Jude, can you imagine riding 630 miles over various types of terrain over the course of 10 days?
Well, the last time I was on a horse, I was in Jamaica, and I rode about, maybe 20 miles over various types of terrain, and that was enough for me. I slept like a baby.
Well, Sophia Mangalee, who is the marketing director up at Monmouth Park, is going to do just that on August 6th in the Mongol Derby, and she's nice enough to join us for an encore performance here on the Equine Forum this morning. Sophia, good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you guys?
We're doing just fine. And are you ready for the big dance here on August 6th?
Not yet, but I will be.
Are you confident that you can set your own broken leg yet?
I think I still need a little bit more schooling, but I'm sure I'll have it down when the time comes.
I think that's the most incredible thing I've ever heard. That's wild.
What has that preparation been like? How do you get ready? I mean, for me, not being a guy who rides horses at all, I mean, that seems like an amazing task to go 630 miles over 10 days. How do you get ready to do something like that? What's your preparation been like?
Well, I try to approach it much like I'd approach training for a marathon, building gradually to the point where I feel comfortable doing super long rides. I'm a bit limited because I can only ride on Mondays and Tuesdays, so that's when Monmouth Park is dark. So every Monday and Tuesday I go out and I'll ride anywhere from 5 to 7 hours. I've got 4 different barns that I string together and just go get on one, drive to the next farm, get on another one, drive to the next farm, get on another one. And then just recently I actually was able to pick up a mount in the Old Dominion 55-miler in Virginia, which is, they call it like the Beast of the East. It's a big endurance ride. And it's really great, actually, how it happened. A lady that I ride for sent out the word to everyone that, hey, this Mongol Derby rider needs to actually ride an endurance race before she goes. And Pam Wydell of Boxwood Farm actually had a little horse that she wanted to put in the 55-miler. And so I went out, I rode him on a Monday, my first time on him. Went out for about 16 miles, and then that following Saturday we went down to Old Dominion and did the race. So it was amazing. It was a huge eye opener for me, but I don't know. It was just incredible.
And that's just a mere fraction of what you're going to do in Mongolia. That's that's like a thoroughbred running 2 furlongs, and then going a mile and a half or mile and 3/4. So.
Well, when I climbed off this horse at the end of, we'd been out there for 9 hours, and I got off and I was like, gee, I would just be headed out of the second horse station and on to the third out of a total of 40. So
Right, that's wild.
It put it in perspective. I know people always say that perception is reality, and boy, it's good that I'm able to change my perception because I didn't have a clue before that race what type of pace I'd have to go at and everything. But I had a great girl riding with me, Chrissy Walsh, and we actually both top 10 the race out of 74 horses. So,
wow, that's great. Congratulations. Very nice.
Sophia, for people that might not be as familiar with the Mongol Derby, of course, we're familiar with it because we've kind of read your blog on the Internet, and we've kind of followed that progress a little bit on the website. But for people that aren't as familiar, describe exactly what the race entails and what you're going to have to do and what that terrain is like in Mongolia.
Oh, sure. Well, it's 1,000 kilometers, which makes it the world's longest horse race. That's about 630 miles. And it basically reenacts the postal system of Genghis Khan, which was in place until about the 1960s. And so out on the Mongolian steppe, which is, a mix of grasslands and hills and mountains, is like nomadic Mongolians that still live out there in herd. And these horse stations are set about 25 miles apart. And we have to navigate in between each horse station with only 11 pounds of gear and a GPS. And the GPS gives us the coordinates as the crow flies. And if there's a huge mountain range in between you and that next station, you have to use, your survival skills and navigational skills to decide whether you're going over the top, around, and which way is going to get you there the fastest, because in the end, it really is a race. They were posting some photos of the course a little bit earlier in the year when they were reconning the route, and I'll tell you what, I've seen some rough terrain. I hadn't seen anything like that before. It was just a whole lot of nothing.
Wow.
Maybe you can get Jeremy Edge to walk the course for you and give you some tips.
Yeah, he can be your caddy. Just like golf, you get somebody out there.
I don't know. It might take him like a year or so.
Well, will you have an opportunity, or have you already? You mentioned you've seen pictures of the course, but will you have a chance to really sit down and kind of map out your game plan before you get over there, or is that something you're just going to kind of fly by the seat of your pants and just roll with it as it comes?
Well, I'm going to have to roll with it as it comes, but it's not by choice. The race organizers actually don't reveal the course until you get there and get into pre-training camp. Wow. And then they actually load the coordinates onto your GPS, so we have no idea where we are going. And they change the course every year, so if a rider returns to ride it again, they're not necessarily at an advantage because you might be going over different terrain. What I do like that they do is that they use horses that are local to that particular area, so you're not dealing with a horse from the plains that you're trying to take over a mountain and might not be conditioned for it. So, that's something that I'm really happy about. But, I don't know anything about the course other than a couple of pictures that I've seen, and I can tell you it's pretty badass. Say that? I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's great because it's true. I can't even imagine. I mean, it's beyond my scope of imagination, and I have a wild imagination. But that is just so far, and then to not even know where you're going, how you're going when you get there. It makes thoroughbred racing look like a piece of cake. I mean, imagine Ramon Dominguez riding 600 and something miles. How much trouble could he get in going that far?
Fiery.
Are you excited? Are you nervous? What's going through your mind here as you think about having to tackle a task like this?
Well, it really hit me last week when I saw that I had 50 days left to prepare, and about that time I just about threw up. And I'm really nervous right now, but that's because physically I don't feel like I'm to my peak yet, which is fine. I don't want to peak now. I want to peak at the race. So I think that nervousness will kind of ease out into excitement. And then actually what I'm really concerned about is that I'm going to be so damn excited that I'm going to make myself sick. When I was a kid and my parents took us to Disneyland, my brother got so excited that he just got himself in a tizzy and was sick and in the hotel room the whole time. So I don't want that to happen.
After about the first 100 miles, you probably won't be sick anymore.
You know what it is too? The other thing that I think about is that those first couple days, it's all going to be adrenaline, and everybody's going to be going hard, riding hard, getting excited, and then about day 5 or 6, the fatigue and the exhaustion is going to set in, as well as just overall. Physical fitness. I was talking to the race winner last year, and he lost 15 pounds in 10 days. Because,
wow.
He wanted to win. He was skipping breakfast, he was skipping lunch, and, just riding hard. And, I want to bring it back for the Americans as well and win the race. So I'm going to follow, a similar strategy of picking up time where I can. So we'll see what happens.
What about your legs? I mean, Sean Clancy was talking to us at the Belmont about somebody asking him to get on a horse one morning, and all he had on was his sneakers. He had no leggings or anything, and he was talking about how his legs got torn up. And I know exercise riders have a lot of problem if they're not wearing leggings or chaps or something, getting on a lot of horses in the morning. You might get away with the occasional horse, but going that far, is there any special preparation? I mean, do you have to wrap your legs, or what kind of gear do you wear for a race like that?
Oh, well, boy, you nailed it with the the legs. I still have scars from exercise riding across my shins and the inside of my legs. But, I take precautions. I train in what I'm going to ride in. So I've got a pair of riding tights that have the reinforced knee to give you a little extra protection over the knee. And then I have a pair of half chaps, which are just from the knee down to my boots on the ankle. They're just a suede, chap that protects my lower leg. And then as far as the rest of it, it's just a matter of riding enough that you're toughening up the skin where you need it, which is your bum. So the more hours...
Get some callus there, huh?
Getting there. I'm not going to go into much more detail, but yeah, when I first started riding in January and February, I mean, I would come home and I'd have sores all over the inside of my knees. But everything's starting to toughen up a little bit. As far as, gear, I am going with the philosophy that lighter is better. We all know that weight can stop a freight train, so I'm pretty small, and I figure if I pack light gear and just, be smart about what I need, I don't need, a whole shower set while I'm out there. So I also have a safety vest. I'm probably going to be one of the few riders that will be wearing a safety vest, but that's part of, my husband's a jockey, and he's like, you are not going there without your safety vest.
Good for him.
Okay, honey.
Yes, dear.
You wear yours, I'll wear mine, okay.
Sophia Mangalee joining us here on the Equine Forum on the Horse Racing Radio Network. Sophia, we have about 1 minute left here before we have to let you go, and we're obviously big fans of sponsorship here on the Horse Racing Radio Network. It's the only way that we can do what we do with bringing live race coverage to people, and of course this particular show. And I know that there have been several sponsors that have supported you, and there's several charities that are going to benefit from your ride as well. So talk about that here for just a minute before we let you go.
Oh, thanks so much for bringing it up. Well, Mercy Corps Mongolia is my main charity. I've raised over $3,000 for Mercy Corps Mongolia. And then the other charity is Celtic Charms Therapeutic Riding Program, which is local here in Howell, New Jersey. And they actually help children with disabilities through the therapeutic riding program. So that is absolutely fantastic. And I have been getting fit on all of their school horses. So they've been fabulous to me. My sponsors make it possible. ExpressVet is my gold sponsor. I also have Wedge Mountain Winery, the University of Arizona Racetrack Industry Program, which I believe also supports you guys. Sitting Duck Restaurant, Asbury Park Press. I just actually got a new sponsor this week, which is Roger Satina. He's one of our handicapping contest players, and he heard about this journey, so he was willing to support. And then Spark Market Solutions, the Green Group, Fleet Cash Services. God, I'm going to forget somebody. I feel like I'm at the Oscars and thanks everyone.
Did you ever go to the brick wall and hit up Kyle and Meg?
What's that?
I told you to go to the brick wall and go see Kyle and Meg and get them to sponsor.
You know what? I was at the brick wall and I saw Jason and was telling him all about it. So he's like, just send over the stuff. We'll do something for you.
Yeah.
And he said, bring me back a T-shirt.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so they're gonna take care of you a little bit.
Bring me back a T-shirt. Wait a minute, she has to go light pack, right? And they want a T-shirt. Like she's got room to carry anything else.
I rode in the Mongolian Derby, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Hey, don't dish the T-shirt. You know it's all about the shirt.
Well, Sophia, look, we want to wish you all the best here. Again, we have to cut a little bit short here. We have to let you go. We've got another segment to get to, but really all the best, and thank you for joining us again here this morning. And you mentioned the course is badass. Well, guess what? You're pretty badass too. So we want to wish you all the best over there, and go get it done and bring home that trophy for America.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and be sure to follow at MongolDerbyRider.com.
MongolDerbyRider.com. Great stuff, Sophia. Thanks so much, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. And you'll be at the Haskell, right? Will you still be here for the Haskell?
Ooh, I'm flying out the day before.
Ooh, all right. Well, we'll miss you up there, but we're gonna head up there for the Haskell, so we'll get a chance to check out Monmouth Park again. But good luck over there in Mongolia.
All right. Thanks very much.